Hello, everyone. This is Deja Vu going on here. This is welcome to the Ranger Rob Country Living Podcast. This is episode 98. And what we're laughing about is we thought we were online, so we actually went through the whole start and found out that the we weren't broadcasting. So I had to do it all over again. So anyway, welcome to the show. It's been a while since we've had a podcast. It's been a couple of weeks because I was making fun of Debbie. It's like she says, "Oh, I had back surgery." He's like, "Yeah, right." Anyway, so I just told her, Fireball. Just get some Fireball. You're good. But yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway,
days, I think I needed it.
yeah, a couple of times. Yeah, I was like, "I'm coming over to Fireball." Trying to get all the little screens closed up here. So today we have J&D Pig Homestead from Central Oregon. And we have John Pearson also from Pearson Apple Farm from Eugene, Oregon. Eugene. And by the way, I saw a report the other day of some of the worst cities to live in the Northwest. And one of them was Eugene.
Yep. I don't doubt that at all. That's why I don't live in Eugene. I live by Eugene.
Eugene is awesome.
I've been over there. I thought it was pretty over there, but
it
yeah, I
is.
don't know why
It
you
is
gotta,
very pretty.
There's a lot to
Hi,
do.
Chris. Your son's on, John.
Oh, I guess I should change screens there, huh? Hey, who's that?
Oh, hey, Chris.
He's the champion rib cooker. So anyway, get focused here. So just as we were just an hour before we got on, it started snowing over here again. I'm looking at my screens over here, and all the pigs are hunkered down, and it's kind of crazy in our security cameras because we have Desmond mixed in with the girls, so we have a lot of confrontation and leave me alone and rah rah rah. So we're getting much more activity on our security screens lately because all the romancing going on over there. But I think he's starting to be effective, and somehow the two sows are laying in a shelter, and somehow Desmond just came in there and they're all yelling and screaming, got around the backside of them and just plopped himself right in the middle. It's like, now it's kind of cute.
Now.
Yeah, I guess. So they just wanted to stay out of snow. So for those of you who don't know much about Central Oregon, we got hammered with snow again. We're just getting over it. And we actually even had a couple of days where we're going, oh, it almost feels spring-like, and it's back. So what a vengeance. So we have snow tonight. I think tomorrow's kind of Then Saturday doesn't look too good either. So who knows what we got. So as long as we don't get all that frozen ice like we got before, because luckily you weren't falling down when that was going on when you had the back surgery. But yeah.
Yeah.
And she doesn't venture out of the house too much now.
Not yet.
Yeah. And also, I got to remind everybody,
I did go over to Rob's.
Yep. We and we let the dogs jump all over and see if we can get her to the ground, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm all going, no.
Poor puppies will go, what's wrong? I do need to remind everybody this is a podcast, so I have an audio version of this. And another kind of sad news is I'm going to cancel this Crooked River Ranch radio, just because it gets a couple of listeners, but it just really didn't go much because you got to do a little more. It's not like a car radio, show. So a lot of people, I just don't think they. There's a couple of steps you got to do internet radio. So anyway, we shut her down, but we're still on Spreaker. So you will find our podcast being broadcast to Spreaker, which is broadcasting to a whole bunch of other platforms. So iHeartRadio, Spotify. So if you listen to podcasts and just like to listen to the show audio, it is available. Just put it in the search bar, type in Ranger Rob Country Living Podcast, and just put us in your favorites, and you can listen to any of our episodes anytime you want. So there.
There.
Yeah. Do you guys do you ever listen to podcasts? Any of you guys?
I got over like 1,500 songs on my iPhone. So no,
You just jam out, huh?
I can go all the way across the country and back and never hear the same song twice.
John, do you listen to podcasts?
You know what? Here lately, I did download Spotify, and I have started listening to some podcasts. Yeah, I listen to Joe Rogan and stuff like that, and I've kicked this one on a few times, and I've gone through some of the older ones. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But and that's just literally in the last month. But before that, no.
Yeah, actually, I don't really listen to podcasts. I watch a lot of vlogs, podcasts, but not where I'm just listening to audio because I can't do anything long enough out in the fields to get. Because if I get into a show, I want to kind of hear the whole thing, and I know I'd want to shut it off and stuff. And it's like, But I do like Joe Rogan though. I've got a kick out of watching him go from left to right.
Yep, that's exactly correct.
So yeah, but yeah. So anyway, since it's been a couple of weeks, I know all of us have all kinds of drama and stories going on in our
Go
homesteads.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so we've been teasing John about. Well, he may not know which one I'm talking about, but he seems to be obsessed with Maggie's butt.
Well,
So every time I've had John help me with my pigs, he always get the backside of the pig. So I teased him. I teased him the other day and go, you know what? I constantly get him involved with the pigs, but he ends up on the backside all the time because the first time was when she had babies. So he dove right into the shelter, got in the back, and delivered babies. But this time we were doing hoofs, and we sedated Maggie, but not very heavily, so she was still pretty much awake. It took three of us at sometimes to hold Maggie down when she was getting her hoofs down, and she was a lot of pig to hold down. And John had the backside, and he was flying around a couple of times. And the other girl that was the assistant, she was hardcore, but she literally was putting her whole body on top of her shoulders and stuff to hold her down because we had her laying down while her hoofs were being trimmed. And she went airborne a few times.
yeah, she's only 125 pounds and with quarters in her pocket.
That's right. So that was kind of interesting. John held his ground and kept Maggie from getting up. And
Yep.
I just played the old card and it worked good. And, so I only had to hold her down once in a while. When she got really rowdy, it definitely dove in there. But yeah, so that was quite the adventure. So with over here, just kind of some of you guys know we lost Sparky, and that was kind of sad. It was kind of strange. I didn't tell
That
a
is
whole
sad.
story. I didn't
That
tell a
was
whole
really
story on the video because so some of that stuff YouTube might have a little fit on and stuff. But basically, Sparky was trying to get over his leg, but I think he was having kind of regular health issues. And then he got side by side with Desmond because they swapped. It was a long story. It's in the video and that. And he got riled up and he was not doing good. And I just, it finally got to a point where you have to say, is your pig suffering and stuff like that? And Sparky was not comfortable. His leg's been bugging him. He's just, I've tried everything I could, for him. It's hard to do. Oh, it's not like a dog or something where you pick him up and take him to the vet or something. You got a 300, 400-pound pig. You have limitations of what you can actually even do for him. And anyway, we did what we could while we could. And I finally made the decision that I needed to euthanize him. So we had a vet come in and do that. We didn't do anything harsh. And it went okay. Yeah. And then we had Jack Kennedy come over and help us get them in the ground, and he brought an excavator over, so we needed it. So anyway, so that my pig drama is over with. Now it's just now I get the big breeding stuff going on. So it's the boar chasing the girls without busting any fences or getting any of the girls upset with them. So that's been our pig drama, but we've had other things too. So anyway, but I know John. I'll start with John and Debbie, and I'll see and give John Pearson. I haven't had a chance to talk to you lately, so I have to get some of your stories over there in Eugene. But John, I understand that you're becoming quite the pig chaser too.
No,
No,
Pied Piper. All I
I've
do
been
is
here,
walk back there, and they follow me right back. My
but I
little
hear I hear that's been going on a lot, including I heard Ardkin, your giant boar,
that-
has gotten out a few times too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's
He
just
tore
all
another
been
section of the
accidental.
fence out.
Yeah. So
Now we'll get
That's
the
it.
now we'll get the truth.
exactly. So on the new pen, we put a gate in. So when it comes time to process them, we can get them out easy. Well, there's a chain on the top, but not the bottom.
Yeah.
So they pushed the bottom out, and they all 5 of them came out, all 5 babies. The lucky thing with them is they see John, they just all line up behind him like little ducks and walk right back in. Well, we came home yesterday, and I see one hopping out there in the snow, but I thought it was one of our dogs. And then here comes another one through the snow. And then they seen the truck, and they all just started running up here. They seen him right behind him like little ducks, and right back in they went. And then they got out. I was looking at the monitor by my chickens, and I see these 2 pigs walking by. He didn't put the chain on the bottom again.
So they got out again.
Yeah. And then Arkin tore the fence up on the other side where I said he was going to go next. Pulled it right out of the ground.
He's a strong pig.
Yeah. He meant no.
Yeah, so it's been a surprise after surprise.
It seems to me last year when I told you guys in fact, I'd even be in the middle of video before I've gotten out to the pigs, and I'm going, that ain't right. And I had pigs running all over the place. It's like those piglets and pig teenagers, whatever you want to call those, they're just little hellions. If there's a weak spot in your fence or anything like that, they'll find it. So
Yeah, Mama goes in heat, and Arkin loses his little brain.
yeah, well, I have that with Desmond too. So I have to laugh.
I'll Mel.
And yeah, it's like I said, sometimes I'll walk out there with a camera without inspecting the pigs first, and then I get there and my mouth opens like, what the hell's going on here? I'll be speechless because a lot of times you got to sit there and say, how in the heck did they do that? And you sit there and kind of analyze it, and whether they broke through a fence. And one day I came out and the pigs are in the wrong paddock, and it's like, how did that happen?
That was funny.
Oh, and I just had the camera live when I was doing that one. I was like, I think my pigs swapped places. It's like, how did they do that? And I really don't. I could go into security cameras and look it up, but anyway, but I haven't had time. But I don't know about you guys. It seems like the more retired I get, the more busier I am.
Yep.
Like, I don't know when I had enough time to even have a job.
Debbie, did
John,
you guys ever hook up your hot wire or no?
Nope.
Or
Haven't had a chance.
oh,
It's
I got
either snowing, raining, or
Yeah. besides that, because I got it when it just started getting cold. But then I didn't even think about it, but the round poles that we have in there is wood. Well, I got the ones that goes on the T-posts, the little insulators.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when he did go to do it,
Oh, that was
okay,
hilarious.
so in the paddock that has two side by side, there is T-posts down the center of that.
Oh yeah.
So he put two of them on the T-post, went to go put the third, Narkins over there taking them off.
Oh, he's right behind me. I said, well,
God.
not gonna do it today.
Yeah. That's how it is. That's how it is.
So I haven't had a chance to talk to you, Mr. Pearson, but how's your two new little pigs doing?
They are doing great. They're doing really, really well.
They're getting big?
Yeah, they are getting big. They're still really skittish.
These are different than the last ones we had, huh?
Yeah.
You know,
Don't you think?
the first two, Rob, that I got from you, those ones, you know, you could lay down in the paddock and they'd come snuggle with you and stuff. These other ones, you know, I'll come out there, they'll run up, they you know, hear me singing in the morning and all that kind of stuff, and they come running. But as soon as you know, I look at them, they're real skittish.
Yeah, ours are like that too.
They're doing real good.
My feeders are that way too. And I wonder if it's a seasonal thing. Like in the cold, it's like we're not out there playing with the piggies and petting them and all and playing with them all like we used to with the summer. In the summertime, we're out there a lot. And I think that makes a difference of how they are as piglets.
Oh, it must.
But they might calm down.
Yeah, ours is Rosie is so protective that we couldn't get near them. She would charge you.
Yeah. Wow.
So we weren't able to go in there and hold them when they were babies either. But I thought with this age that they are now, they're almost teens. She will let you. She will not let you.
She'll let me in the pen, but
yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah, I just remember when we gathered the first two, which was our Benny and Jojo, and we were out there. I mean, the piglets were all running around Sherry's feet, and it was like, oh, there's one, grab it, put it in. It was like no big deal. And when Rob and I went to get these two, that was not a big deal. You know what I mean?
It was a little bit of a workout.
Yeah, it was. And
like, plan A didn't work. Let's try plan B. And
it just
once we got the F or M or something like that, it's like, all right, plan S.
You know, it is the way it is. They're great pigs. They got great markings. They look
really good.
Really good. They're great quality pigs. They're just not, you know, the lovey-dovey of, you know, that I had before, which, you know, down towards the end, it might make things all a little bit easier. But no, they're doing just great. They're loving it. They're out there eating grass and running around, and they bark like dogs. It's crazy. These particular ones,
yeah.
I mean, literally, you would think there's dogs running around
and their mom's like that too. She's a real talker.
Yeah. Nope, but they're doing great. Doing great.
Good. I know John's got, and then we got some other good stories, but like I said, I haven't talked to John for a while, Pearson for a while. So have you had any good drama or any stories going on at your place?
You know, not a lot of drama, really. Thank goodness. Knock on wood.
How's your mother-in-law doing?
She's doing way better. She's doing way better. They had we get a physical therapist that comes out and works her ass off, and which makes it kind of nice because, you know, Mindy and her sister, you know, they love their mom and they say, hey, here's what you should do, Mom, but she's still the mom. This gal comes out and is like, get your ass up. You know what I mean? And it's great. And she does, and she's doing good. and they've had a occupational therapist come out, and she's doing great. It's
Good.
a true blessing. She's doing great. So that's good.
So I got to tell you a little story with Sherry. Sherry her mom has a cat, and we got her one of these new electronic litter box things, and it looks like I always tell it looks like a concrete truck because it's a round. Anyway, so Sherry set it up for her mom to help take care of the cats and clean the box, so she only has to empty it out like once a week. But she's been so impressed with it, so she goes, I kind of like to get one. So we ordered one. And anyways, but this litter box also goes online, so it comes with an app. So now what I hear is, oh, the cat just went potty. It's
Oh
like,
my God.
like I really care. And then she goes, and she was only in there for 35 seconds. Like I care. She goes, and it weighs the cat every day, and so it's different every day. So it's like, I don't get it. And I go, well, she was probably constipated before she went.
Oh my God.
It's like all these stupid conversations. Like, do we really need that app? It's like every time, and then it tells you when it's like, okay, your cat just went. And they'll send you another message on your phone. It'll tell you when it's activated and it's cleaning itself, and then it'll also does some other kind of process, and it indicates and buzzes you when it's going on. I'm going, that's a little irritating. I wish I had something like that.
You want to know when your cat poops?
Yeah. Congratulations, Mrs. Mittens, for that huge dump.
That's right. It's like, I don't know what it's like. I don't know if it measures like the weight of that or anything, but I don't want to know. But so anyways, I don't know how many times Sherry say, "Oh, the cat just went potty," and I go, "That's wonderful news. Glad to hear it." And by the way, when you get your the other thing I will be on my next video is I finally got my Blue Yeti, which is a solar generator. And because we're having a debate, John's getting one too, but he's trying to convince me he's getting a bigger one than mine, but costs a lot less. I'm going, I think he's lying. It's like, no way. His cell phone's broken or something. Anyway, so I do have finally, that was one of my New Year's Eve things to get a solar generator. So I got it in. So we're pretty happy to have it. We got the new AC 180. Which is they quit making the 200, and so there's quite a gap between their smaller ones and the bigger ones. Anyway, so the 180 came out not that long ago. Anyway, and the reviews have been really good on it, but I really like the Blue Yeti. Has a 5-year warranty with it. So anyway, so we're finally got kind of a backup for the backups. No, we have generators and all that stuff, but something like that's really nice where I can just grab it and plug it into the like the aquarium and keep the heaters going and stuff, or I can run our pellet stove during time going out like that.
So what are
your comments?
Yeah. The next episode of Deuce Droppings Kitty, huh? Kitty. Coming soon.
Come with a solar array, or
yeah, I bought mine with the solar array too. And you can buy them single, or you can buy the solar array. If you buy them single, you still will get all the adapters you want. You just don't have the hardware. But the Blue Yeti 180 doesn't expand with the expandable batteries, which they're quite costly too. But I think it's only the 200 and above that you can get the expandable batteries with them. But anyway, they say it'll pretty much handle anything you have in your house that you want to, refrigerators, anything you need for basics, it'll do the job. And it's mobile enough to take on your RV and stuff like that. So I'll kind of report on it as we go. And with the weather going the way we is, we may be testing it real soon.
The way we is.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we're the reason why we're getting it is because of Debbie's BiPAP machine.
Yeah, the CPAP.
Got to have that, and we plan on doing some dry camping.
Yep.
Well, I can't be out there running the generator all night long. So I said,
That's exactly what that's exactly what it's
"Get a
for.
power back."
Yep.
You just have to factor out which one's louder, the generator.
Yeah.
Actually, it's still amazingly quiet. So
Yeah, they say it's you can hardly tell they're even running.
yeah, it's just a light fan. I think only when you're drawing a lot of power out of them that the fan kicks in a little heavier, but it's pretty light and pretty
And her
quiet.
little machine only runs 53 watts, so should be fine.
Yeah. I wish there was a way I could test this thing with 50 watts on it and see how many hours it is. And I could, we could test it and see how
Bring my
good it is.
machine over. I can bring my machine over.
Yeah, if you ever
Be like
want
this
to.
big.
Yeah, so bring it over and plug it in. We'll kind of watch how it reacts to that. But 50 amps, is it 50 amps or watts?
No, 50 watts or 53 watts. So
Yeah.
you need,
That's pretty light.
yeah,
Mhm.
but it has a little like little heating pad thing on it that it's got to
Mhm.
constantly keep heating for her to circulate the air.
Of course, I
So-
could probably test it with the pellet stove too and see how it does here. I don't know what the pellet stoves pulls for a wattage, but anyway, we got some. We definitely have some testing to do. And I'm a cheapskate. And it's like I'd love to have the 200 and expandable batteries and all that stuff, but also, got to make a
Well,
mortgage.
It says it'll run a crock pot. So there's your testing thing. Just plug a crock pot in and see how long it lasts.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find something that's pulling around 50 watts and leave it plugged in, and we'll find out. So, because if you're getting what I'm seeing, a 200 watt and stuff, you're looking at a lot more money than I've spent. And I felt like I spent a lot on that, but I did get a nice coupon, and that's why I bought it. But right now it looks like they dropped a coupon, so I don't know what's going on. But we're just looking it up just before the show started, so it's like we were a little sidetracked before the show started. But anyway, so pretty quiet over there in Eugene, eh? Any snow or anything? Weird weather?
No, just a lot of rain. It's rainy, cold, crappy, and miserable. But
You want some snow?
nope.
Yeah.
We got
Sure.
plenty. Hi, small town.
Yeah. Another John in the show.
Nice. Nice.
I
Yeah.
I was looking at houses down in Minnecopa today. That's where John Smith lives. It's like, their houses, except they didn't have swimming pools too much down there, but houses seem fairly reasonably priced compared to, say, Mesa. So, John, I have been spying on you, John.
I know Sierra Vista went up, or not Sierra Vista, but
Bill.
Vale. Their housing prices went way up.
Yeah. Mesa's
Well, that's closer to Tucson too.
Yeah, right outside of Tucson.
I hear Tucson's gotten kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, it's almost right on the border.
Yeah, but
That and Phoenix.
I don't think I want to go that far south.
Mesa's in between Phoenix and Tucson.
Mesa was kind of nice. We lived way up on North Mesa, so we were right there by the Bush Highway, which went right towards the Salt River. And actually, yeah, you're about right, John. That's what I was seeing. The average was about 250, 350. Someday when I'm rich and famous, when I sell lots of pigs.
I know the one we
Yeah, you
sold
get
in
on it.
Vale, they went for 400.
Yeah, in the Mesa area where we used to live, a lot of the houses there are now in the 400s. I'm going, so I should have stayed there a little bit longer. I would have made even more money. So anyway, before I forget, for those of you who've been using Central Oregon Grown, I want to thank you very much. And we've been selling pork pretty good. I've been very grateful. and we've been trying to keep our prices reasonable, but really want to put a push in and get you guys thinking about buying halves and wholes, hogs. It's a very simple process. It's basically like, what do you want? And then we come out with a cost, and the numbers are quite reasonable. And I think it even beats the grocery stores when you look at the whole picture. But anyway, if you're interested in halves or whole hogs, um, we could let one of our feeders go if we wanted it early, but we're gonna. I, I have a new breeding program, and I had my breeders get together way too soon, all of them at the same time, so I could have 30 pigs here in the summer. If if all three of my sows got pregnant, and it's like, oh my goodness. So anyway, we'll try to keep the prices down, but we have it at a price now that it's quite reasonable to get a half or a whole hog. And if you wanted to wait until they're born and then and get them in the fall, you could do deposit now, and then it won't sting so much at the end. Anyway, but think about it. It's a good way to go, and I'm going to put a push on it because I really think it's a good value to people that like our hogs, and gives you a good variety of different things to try. So you'll get ribs, and you'll get all kinds of steaks and hams and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, think it over, guys. If you're thinking about getting some pork in that freezer of yours, getting a half and a whole is a good way to go. You just have to be patient because you have to kind of coordinate your time with when piglets are grown out or full grown and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, good stuff.
But Desmond's trying. Desmond's trying. He's trying to help.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is one. His chapstick is working well.
Oh God.
And just to let your listeners know that one pig takes up 4 coolers.
Oh, coolers, yes. Or one pig is
Ours
actually,
did. His was didn't. He processed his earlier than we do.
still, well, you're talking about coolers though, but if
Yeah,
it's
regular
like,
camping
yeah.
coolers.
And if you need to also know, if you have a 7 cubic foot freezer, you can fit a whole hog in that easy. So anyway, yeah, you don't have to spend a whole immaculate amount of money for a big old chest freezer or anything like that. So, and by the way, if you know what Bimart is, Bimart will have chest freezers on sale for really good prices.
If you know what Bimart is.
Hey, there's places out there that do not have Bimarts. People don't know what you're
That's
talking about.
correct. It is Oregon grown.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
Jack goes, I see the next book from Ranger Rob.
Yeah,
I like John Smith's comment. It's 72 degrees
72
down
there. Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
send
how
some
nice
out
that would
to
be.
him. Cool it down.
I'm
they're
gonna make a
get
book on
rain here for a couple of days.
Desmond. Yeah, that's he's I would call him right now a kind of a sex machine. That's all I see him do is chasing girls. But yeah. So I'm glad to see that. So that's what he's supposed to be doing. So because I have a couple of girls that one's a gilt, so she's like not really used to being chased by a boy. So he's persistent though. So kudos to him. So hopefully he's hitting the target. Keep that chapstick working. What are John and Debbie? You what other kind of excitement you had besides your back surgery?
Well, we have a new home for Arkin and Rosie. We're not gonna do the breeding program.
It's just too much for me.
Well,
It's
he
a
has a
lot.
bad back too, and fixing these fences all the time just can't do it. We took on too much basically. So we're just gonna keep on what we were doing before with the feeders.
Yeah, so a lot of times if people don't know it, you don't have to breed pigs to do pigs every year.
Mhm.
If you know breeders in the area like myself or some of the other farms in the Oregon area over here, you can order piglets from them when they're 8 weeks old or better, and bring them over. Like that's what John Pearson does from us. He buys piglets from us and he raises them out to full size.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we
And
started.
it's kind of
out.
nice because you also get a break. You may not, you don't have to worry about pigs for like a quarter of a year before
Yeah.
you have to start thinking about it again. Now we messed you up and made it longer, but
No, but that's okay. It worked out perfect. Everything worked out perfect. And
yeah. So anyway, usually, you just kind of pick out when you want to get them. A lot of people like, I think because school starts or whatever, a lot of people order pigs in fall and have them, and then they're ready to be processed in spring. And so it only takes 8 to 10 months to grow a pig, one of our kind of pigs, all the way up to a full size. So you just plan it out, kind of how your lifestyle is with your family, and just doing feeders is a great way to go because when you, as we're discovering and we're still learning, and even though this is my second year with breeding, all kinds of new things come up like nobody ever told me about that, and so the breeding, the boars, it's like, what do you do with a boar? A boar has one purpose. You can't really process them. And if something
they
goes
go
wrong,
crazy.
like I had with our boar, what do you do with a boar that you can't use anymore? You can't process them for meat. And
Mhm.
anyways, all kinds of new problems. And you guys have got an exceptionally big boar, and I did too. Um, and they're monsters, and yeah, all kinds of problems.
But we found him a good home. He's going to be going on to 15 acres of nothing but grass.
Ah, nice.
Yeah,
course-
it's our friend that bought our boar for registered pigs, and the one that he bought the two from Lori.
Yeah.
So it's him,
So
and
he's
he's up in Oregon City, and yeah, he's got 15 acres, and half of that is for the pigs,
wow.
and then he's got cows too and stuff. But yeah, he was extremely happy when I called him yesterday and asked him if he would like to have them because his plan, just having those two, just put him up by 3 years.
Mm.
yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah, and his place is beautiful
Good.
and enough room for Arkin, because I don't think our place is big enough for him.
You feel like
he
you're housing an elephant?
Yeah, he literally stands 3 feet tall.
He's
He
really big.
Yeah,
He's bigger than Sparky is. He's got a longer body than Sparky did.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he's
because
a beast.
our fence inside the barn is 3 feet, and he's a little bit over that. So he's just huge. What is that? 3 feet by 8 inside the barn,
Yeah.
and he takes up the whole thing.
If you trained him and stuff, he probably could go camping with you and stuff.
No.
He wouldn't even fit in the damn door of the trailer.
He would make it fit.
Yeah, right.
His head is bigger than a cow's head.
Yeah,
Really
it
is.
is
It
huge.
is. It is.
he's actually trying. He's doing an imitation where he thinks he's a buffalo.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
he could pass for it.
I agree with that.
Yeah, he's a big one.
So yeah, that's a change we're going to be doing. So as soon as the mountains clear, he will be going. But well, him and Rosie, because they're going as a pair to their new home.
I would have taken Rosie.
What?
But I wouldn't have taken on. So I would have taken Rosie, but I wouldn't take on another boar. It's like one boar is all I'm going to ever have, ever.
Well, I asked you on the phone if you wanted him.
Wanted Rosie?
He doesn't
Yeah.
want the boar, though.
I know.
Oh,
Well, no, I'm good either way. I'm in good shape, but it's like if she needed a home, I would have given her one because I just put her part of the breeders, but and she's compatible with, I think, with all my pigs. So yeah. Anyway, but I'm in good shape because I got
your boars she would be compatible with.
and
Yeah.
I've got 3 sows, 1 gilt and 2 sows breeding right now, and I don't know about Maggie yet, but if I needed more, I'll get another one. No biggie. But
You
yeah,
should,
I
you
think I'm
should
gonna have
be-
plenty of pigs.
What,
Yeah.
John?
I said you should be just fine, Rob.
Yeah,
Listen,
because
Yeah.
You get those 3 sows that you have kicking, and you'll be dandy. You'll
I know it's
Yeah.
like
want any more.
And we may
They're
even come
becoming
over,
besties.
yeah, we'll come over and get at least 2 of them, so you only have 28 to worry about.
and
Now,
then John will
probably-
say, John, I know you haven't processed the ones I got last time, but I've got a whole bunch of them now. You want some more?
And I'd say, yeah. I tell you what, for people wanting feeders, there are some great IPP sites on Facebook and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And you know what? I tell you what, you get on one of them and say, looking for a feeder. You get so many people who have feeders ready to go and willing to travel and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just a great, it's a
Community.
great deal. I enjoy getting my feeders where I get them, but I mean, if somebody really, really needed them, it's usually never a problem with.
Yeah, and some of these farms, like certain times a year, if you get all your piglets like in the winter, sometimes you have a hard time moving them. And so I could have gotten some really good deals from one of our farmers over here, but the timing was off, and I didn't snag them. But I bought another set of piglets from them when they came. So, but anyway, every once in a while they can't move their pigs, and sometimes you can get some good deals.
Mhm.
You say, "Oh, I'll give you 3 for $100 a piece," and save yourself some money, And yeah, so it happens, and I at least everybody I've met here in the Central Oregon area, they're just friendly as all get out. And I didn't tell you, I don't know if I told you guys, but Lori Throm from Washington, she introduced me to the person that had Desmond. So her farm, I haven't had a chance to go to her farm, but when she saw the video about what happened to Sparky, she sent me the nicest email about how she, it was sad that we lost Sparky and stuff, which I don't know her that well and stuff. And it was so nice of her to take the time to write a really kind note like that.
That's normal.
And we've never met. So
Oh,
anyway,
No,
so yeah, it was all the farms over here. This is really nice people. And then Lori and Hayes from Obsidian Farm have
They're
helped
great.
they've helped both of our farms a lot. So
Yeah, they're great.
good peoples. So anyway, so what other war stories have you guys gotten lately?
Not many war stories. I'm still working on trimming apple trees, and I hate to say it, but I started thinking about my garden this year.
I know, I've done the same thing. It makes me sick. I know, so much work.
I know. And I hate to say it, but I'm also looking forward to it. I promised Mindy that none of the seeds will be started inside the house, so I'm working on trying to get a place to start the seeds outside of the house.
Yeah,
That's probably the worst thing. It's those damn grow lights on and off and on and off, and it, taking up space in the house drives her crazy.
yeah.
But
happens to us is I have a grow room in the back, and we turn on the lights in there, and they're pink. And
oh, he's gone.
boy, did we lose John, didn't we? Anyway, my whole house lights up in pink from the driveway on, and people, I'm pretty sure my back neighbors are seeing lots of pink lights, and it goes on for like 4 months. They're very, but they work good. I bought the same kind of lights that Living Traditions Homestead, the big long pink lights, and anyway, yeah, they're bright.
The pig with its own zip code.
Pretty
What?
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real true. So yeah. Anyway, so by the way, Jack Walsh is said you'll have to put the dates up again on the here, but Jack Walsh is coming up from California, and in March, I think, and I can't remember my dates. I have to look at my phone, but he's going to stop in and visit. So I told him, of course, stop here and we'll send him home with some. I told him I'd give him a bag of pig poop if he wanted any, but wasn't too happy about
Maybe you
that.
should
But
come over to our place. We'll give you the goods.
oh yeah.
I'll
So
send
anyway,
you
when Jack gets up here,
chicken.
I'm sure he'll want to love to see your farm too. So anyway, we got a
We'll send him home with a live chicken.
Yep. Send 'em home with the chicken.
yeah, we got to break those Californians in, right? But you know, he probably did. It's probably against the law to have a live chicken in California.
No. Only if it's a rooster. The 9th.
3
through the
nights, yeah.
17th.
Of this
Yep.
month?
No, next month.
Next month. Hopefully, our weather will be better.
No one gives me a bag of poop. And you better come over to our place. I'll give you the goods. I got a silky, I got a top hat, chickens.
Yeah, but I can put mine in the customized Ranger Rob bag and give it to him. So
Yeah, we even got ones that are alarm clocks.
Yeah, there you go.
I wonder if John even knows. Either John lost his electricity or he needs a Blue Yeti.
He's on his phone.
Who?
John.
Oh, yeah, he probably got a phone call.
Someday
Oh.
we'll have to pitch in and buy him a laptop.
So we'll get him one at the Goodwill.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, we didn't send. Let's see. Did I send you home with poopy bags there, John Smith?
It will
And
smell
John
like
Smith.
lemons.
Someone gave him a bag of poop. Yeah, Mindy pulled the plug on John.
Yeah.
It's good to hear from John Smith. He's he's getting such a getting to be a big fancy minister now, and he's got his own church, and he's things are going really good for him, and he just hasn't had time for his friends like me. He just threw me to the wayside.
Quit whining.
I don't know. I think I like his longer videos instead of the shorter ones.
I haven't got this. What the heck? Now I got weird things come up on my screen. Stop it.
He's been doing some shorter ones. I like the longer ones. I like to watch him walk through like the canyons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just wants
been,
to talk to you, John.
He's been doing a lot of what they call
Short
YouTube, shorts.
Yeah.
And I've talked to him a few times about his shows that is, those longer ones you like, which I like them too.
Yep.
Take a lot of work, and he's
Well,
probably got 10,000 B rolls to go with it.
Oh,
But
he just
probably
he just
takes
said
forever
why.
to make. Right, it takes quite a while.
He just said why they put commercials in the middle.
Yeah. Have you
Well,
noticed?
like
You guys
them.
watch YouTube as much as we do. Have you noticed more commercials?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
we're the YouTube king and queen.
We
We don't
that's,
watch. The only thing we watch on live TV is the news
The news.
and court shows. Other than that, YouTube. Yep.
yep.
Either
So,
that or I'll put on a movie on Netflix or something. Other than that, we don't watch regular TV.
I don't watch any regular TV either. I watch Curse of Oak Island.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
That's my one. That's my one show. And what do you watch, Mindy? Huh?
I like Texas metal.
Oh, Mindy actually likes Texas metal. I think she has a crush on that goofy dude.
We
That goofy dude.
we were into Yellowstone for a while, but
yeah, so were we.
Yeah.
it just
Yeah,
got too hard to catch it on that one day.
Yeah.
Tell
Right now-
Jack, how do you
right
get around
now-
commercials?
think right now we're watching Homestead Rescue, the season 11. Starting to watch those. We love that show,
He's
and we like
Oh,
Gold Rush. We're watching that with so we watch that every week, every time a new episode comes. And actually, a long show we're watching is we've been watching all the seasons of Stargate Atlantis.
Oh,
oh yeah.
And anyway, so we've never really watched Stargate when it was out and stuff. So we've been watching it on that. So we actually been enjoying that one. So, and my son
We
kind of
just finished
recommends them to us.
we just finished watching what's it called? Suits.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was pretty
wow.
good. That was
About-
pretty good.
Corporate lawyers.
I'm waiting for NCIS to load their seasons on. I've watched every one of them probably 15 times. So
Yeah.
now I'm waiting for 18 and up.
So Sherry, she likes to watch Ion TV, which has all the Criminal Minds and stuff. And
love
she
that.
likes to play that when she goes to bed too. So she has that
That's
background
what I watch.
noise. So
Mhm.
she knows every show that comes on. So
That and Forensic Files.
oh yeah.
Yep.
So
That would be
John
me.
says he's done doing shorts. Everything will
Yeah.
be long form moving in the forward. So it's like
That's
sure.
And
And
use-
he also says that show Suits is good. And then Jack was saying ad blocker extensions. Be careful with that ad blocker. YouTube is getting wise to it, and they've been causing people issues on their channel. So if you're a creator and you got ad blockers, they actually could ruin your channel and actually cancel you. So we got to be very careful with those. But yeah, a lot of people like the ad blockers. And then choosing European countries en route to the internet connection through your VPN, that'll help with the commercials and stuff. But yeah, when you're a creator, we get scolded a lot. So how are we doing on time, John? 53?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, doing good. So where'd John Pearson go again?
I think you went to sleep.
You okay there, John?
Oh, so he's on the phone. Like, Mom, can I call you back?
Here's no. I can't do that. We got service changes going on. I have emergency this and that's going on. So this is the other phone. So I have
That's
when
the
I have
burner
guys
phone.
working out there, I just kind of do this. that's
Well,
Rev,
you know,
he
a man
he
at your
always
age
knows
would think you're fainting.
Yeah, no, Rev always knows what button to push to bring up his little logo and that kind of shit. I just do this.
It's funny. I see him shut off his camera, and I was like, "How does he do that?" I think
He knows all the good tricks.
I think all you have to do is answer your phone and takes your camera off.
Hang on one second here. See? That's how you do it.
yeah,
Yep.
he did it. Good job.
That's from now on. That's what I'll do.
I have a stop camera button. I wonder if that works.
So when you
Oh,
so
hey,
when
there
you
you go.
do that, can
Look
you
at
still
that.
hear us?
I can still
Yeah.
hear. Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, I now. Even though Rev hasn't taught us how to do this, but
Yeah, right
all
there.
these new buttons to push.
God, we're just so
put it
high tech.
that way,
Holy
it'll
shit.
do it
You would think we'd be high. It used to be time that I was doing. I
Oh,
actually
that's a
built.
good one.
Damn.
Yeah. I guess
See, we're
that's a
not
lot
too
better
old
than
to
this.
learn.
I like that.
Not Sean's way.
I know that was hilarious. It's like I did not know you're hiding under the
I
camera.
got here's the thing. You ask if I have stories around the house. I don't have that many stories around the house, but I got stories out in the field. That's a constant. So.
And I assume everything's going good at work for you and everything over there in Eugene.
Very, very, very busy. Very
You
busy.
guys having any-
You are always busy.
I know. And we're still dealing with storm damage, and that was kind of what this last little dip was about. Was The local utilities had to rebuild so much infrastructure that they weren't scheduling service repair where they could guarantee that it gets turned off in the morning and would be able to be turned back on that evening when the repair was done. They couldn't guarantee that. And so I have 5 or 6 customers at the time. We're down to a couple now, but where they had destroyed services, electrical services on their homes, but the power was still working. And so we didn't want to call the utility and have them shut them down because they couldn't guarantee when they would put the power back on. And so we had one scheduled for next week, and that's what this was all about. And the utility came out and saw that it was in disrepair, shut it down. And so we had to do a late night fix.
Emergency.
That's all. Yeah. It's always that kind of stuff's always going on. So yeah.
You know, I've been actually quite depressed at winter here because I keep thinking I'm going to get some of this fermented cider.
What's
and
that?
It never shows up.
I couldn't hear you. What's that?
It's like when he came over the other day, I thought he's going to pull some of that out. I mean, he's going to surprise me. Didn't happen. It's like he's really a hoard.
I didn't have time. I took the day off of work to go over there that day.
You know you did. So now we just all of us got to show up at his house and just drink the heck out of his cider.
Nope.
Hey, you know what?
We keep threatening him we're coming.
Hey, hey, keep on. That's great because we're ready to go.
Well, as soon as we get rid of the pigs, we're going traveling for a bit.
Yeah,
They didn't even invite us.
it's because you go to bed too early.
Whining.
It's like I was looking forward to going out, walking over, and it's like go around the campfire and find out everybody's in bed. It's like I thought you had campfires at night.
Well, at 14 degrees, you don't last too long.
Yeah, we stayed out there until 8 o'clock at night.
That's early. Well, guys, we got as I'm digging a hole, getting in trouble here. Anyway, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching the show. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. We really appreciate that. And John, you don't have to dive because I'll shut the screen off before you have to dive and take any phone calls. So, anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Our hour is up, and any last minute notes to people like don't buy pigs.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Yeah.
Great to see everybody.
Yep. See you later. This video is made possible by Ranger Rob Poopy Bags, available in Amazon right now. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. Thanks.